During quarantine, my 4-year-old and I played a lot of hide and seek. Well, hide and seek with a few extra rules. 1. I'm the only one that hides, he doesn't want to. 2. I have to call out yoo-hoo every few minutes, otherwise he'd never find me. And 3. When he gets close, I pop a hand or foot out of my hiding spot. And he shrieks, "I see your feet, ah ha ha ha." 4-year-olds are really stupid, okay? And I didn't exactly have the money to buy him a ton of toys. We'd just moved into this house a few weeks ago. The rent took up nearly my entire paycheck. I got all the furniture from FreeCycle, we ate beans and rice often, and I was still driving around a 20-year-old car. "Hide again," Benjamin said, tugging my hand. "Hide again." "But it's almost bedtime." "Please?" "Okay. But only one game, okay? Go count in the kitchen." He ran around the corner as fast as he could. 1, 2. I ran through the living room, and then I saw it, the hall closet. Perfect. I opened the door and ducked inside. It was a tight fit, all those scratchy, furry old coats pressing against me, but it was worth it. Because the better the hiding spot, the more time I got to myself. I pulled out my phone and started browsing Reddit. Soon his muffled footsteps sounded, around the dining room. I waited a minute. When he didn't seem to be coming my way, I cracked the door. "Yoo-hoo!" I called out. Footsteps grew louder. I heard his muffled giggles as he walked towards me, and then he started going up the stairs. What an idiot. I cracked the door open a little further, just in time to see his little feet disappear from the landing. Then I shrugged. More time for me. I sat back down in the closet and pulled out the phone. "Mommy," I heard him giggle from upstairs. "Mommy, where are you?" I smiled. I wonder if a mom invented hide and seek. It's quite brilliant. You get a few precious minutes away from your child, and they're not even supposed to make much noise. But you're entertaining them at the same time. Absolutely BR. Yoo-hoo. I stopped. Every muscle in my body froze. But I heard it, clear as day. A soft, clear voice calling from upstairs. But Benjamin and I were home alone. Oh God, someone's in the house and Benjamin. I burst out of the closet. "Benjamin? Where are you?" I heard Benjamin's footsteps running above me. His giggles, trailing down to me. I couldn't move. Couldn't breathe. "Benjamin!" I finally screamed. More giggles. And then Benjamin's voice. "I see your feet." No. I catapulted up the steps, screaming for him. I burst into his bedroom, but he wasn't there. Just his empty rocket bed, comforter rumpled, embroidered stars staring back at me. I ran back into the hallway, spinning around. "Benjamin?" But I didn't hear any footsteps. Any giggling. The house was dead silent now, and I could hear a pin drop. I ran into the guest bedroom. It was empty. I ran over to the closet. Threw it open, looked up and down. Nothing. Stumbling back out in the hallway, I crossed back towards my bedroom. The only bedroom left. I ran inside and flicked on the light. Empty. The pile of dirty laundry on the chair, untouched. The wardrobe, hanging open, my clothes inside. The pillows piled up on each other in a heap. Hard dropping, I ran around the other side of the bed. Also empty. I crouched to look under the bed. Empty. "Mommy? Mommy?" Relief flooded me as I heard that voice. The door to the bathroom opened a crack, and one blue eye peered out at me, wide with fear. I ran over and grabbed him. Hugged him. And then I hoisted him up and started out of the bathroom. His eyes were still wide with fear. And they weren't focused on my face, but the spot just over my shoulder. I whipped around. It took me a moment to see it. But then I did. I stared at the wardrobe, frozen, my heart pounding in my ears. In the shadows, poking out from underneath the hems of my dresses and coats, were 2 feet. In moments like this, the brain doesn't really think. It's too slow. Instinct drains. The smartest thing would have been to lock ourselves in the bathroom and climb out the window. But instead, I just ran for the hallway. As fast as I could. As I ran down the stairs, I heard the weighted footsteps, slow and methodical, resonating through the house. I could still hear them pounding into my brain as I ran to the neighbor and screamed for help. The police came. They searched the house. They didn't find anything, no signs of forced entry, either. So they promised me they'd patrol my street for the next few days, but that was really all they could do. I decided to stay at a friend's house for a few weeks, until I felt safe again. But every time I closed my eyes, I could see them. Those 2 feet, that looked so off, somehow. Swollen, as if waterlogged. A bit too grayish in tone to belong to any normal person. Toenails blackened and split. And I think back to that wardrobe. How I'd gotten it for free. How the owner told me his mother had just died, and he was just trying to get rid of all her stuff as quickly as possible. And I wondered, how, exactly, did she die? I'm an alumni interviewer for my alma mater. This year, we've been conducting most of our interviews online. It's been a lot of fun. Until I got Casey. On paper, Casey looked like a great fit for our college. Great ACT scores, lots of extracurriculars, and some prestigious art awards. But as soon as she joined the video call, I knew it wasn't going to go well. She was using one of those awful beauty filters. During an interview. And not a basic one with lipstick and eyeshadow, one of those creepy subtle ones, that makes your eyes slightly bigger and your skin unnaturally smooth. I tried to ignore it. Tried to pretend like she didn't look like some mannequin-esque woman come to life. So, Casey, why do you think you would be a good fit for C/_____university? I asked, forcing a smile. I love the art program, she said. As she spoke, the filter seemed to glitch, her mouth moved strangely as she formed the words. Must be the teeth whitening filter. Her teeth were white. Like glowing. Like Ross from that one episode of Friends white. Okay. You love the art program. What about it do you like? I love the program's focus on real-life models. Okay. At least she was prepared. Researching our specific program meant she was pretty interested. I jotted down a note, seems interested. What type of art do you specialize in? I like to paint. You like to paint? What, specifically? Portraits, or landscapes? Faces. Oh, so, portraits. No. I like to paint faces. She said it in this aggressive tone. Like she was correcting me, and annoyed that I'd made such an egregious error. I almost asked, what's the difference? But then decided it might make me look stupid. Okay, that's really neat. I jotted down, likes to paint faces. Not portraits, faces. Why do you like to paint faces? I think they're fascinating, she replied, her 2 large eyes boring into mine. Okay. That's good. Kind of a strange personality, I added to my notes. Tell me, Casey, what do you like to do in your spare time? For me, this was the perfect barometer of a candidate. Lots of smart-ass kids would try to outsmart me on this one, and say things like learn or read books or try to cure cancer. Others were totally oblivious and answered things like partying with friends or Instagram. The really good ones were in the middle, the ones that said things like hiking or playing piano or visiting grandma. She stared at me for a moment, the light in her eyes strangely elliptical from the filter stretching them out. Then her mouth opened, lips moving strangely over her 2 white teeth. I like to paint faces. But what else do you like to do in your free time? She paused, her face blank. Almost like she was confused by the question. Do you maybe like to hike, or hang out with friends, or? Faces are just so fascinating to me, she interrupted, her tone soft. The way the nose protrudes from the cheeks. The way the eyes glisten in the light. The way the mouth stretches and curves, showing so many different expressions, she continued, her tone growing faster. Frenzied, almost. The emptiness of the forehead. The intensity of the eyelashes. The curve of the chin, I held up a hand. Yes, I understand. You like to paint faces. But can you, I trailed off. This girl was really weird. Half of me just wanted to click the end call button right now, with no explanation. But I had a duty, right? A duty to fairly interview this girl and write up a letter about her to the admissions committee. Here. How about this? If you had the next 24 hours off and unlimited money, what would you do? She smiled. Lips stretching to show off those bright white teeth. I'd paint a face, she said, smiling wider by the second. Yours. Chills crept down my body. What? I'd paint your face, she continued. I've been looking for a new one. And yes. The brightness of your blue eyes, the curl in your hair, the soft lines around your eyes that show wisdom. It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, I clicked end call. And then I sat there, half terrified and half perplexed, staring at my desktop. My fingers still on the touchpad, ice cold. Because in that split second before the call ended, the filter glitched. Smooth, perfect flesh gave way to something gray and bony. Blue eyes flashed sickly yellow. White teeth jittered to pointed fangs. Casey, it seemed, was quite good at painting human faces.